Alright, this is the most important video I've ever done in my life, and if you don't listen to it, I'm very sorry for you. My son died by suicide. Not my son, this guy Jason Reed's speech. And he starts out by saying Ryan got grumpier as time went on. This poor guy, I'm sure, is racked with guilt, thinking he did something wrong. And I say, no, I don't think it's his fault. He seems like the nicest guy I've ever seen. And I have tears on my keyboard. All right, my friends, I'm not going to be accusatorial. I'm just going to lay out the information. Gastrointestinal issues, schizophrenia, why the gut matters. If you don't have the correct bacteria in your gut, you will get some disease. It's almost 100% guaranteed. Now, we're hearing all the time now, gluten sensitivities, gluten intolerance, and then what it does to you, it does this. It gives you celiac disease. And here's your normal intestinal lining. This is what happens when you have celiac disease. Something is not working right in your gut. So let's take a look at that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, your gut is where everything happens for your health. And there is a product on the market right now called Roundup, which has got glyphosate in it. And Dr. Stephanie Seneff claims that the glyphosate is what's causing the problems in your guts. All right, she's basically doing the same thing I'm doing. Now, she's concentrating on glyphosate and Roundup as the chemistry. I'm concentrating on it as the killer of bacteria. And she may be thinking the same thing. I don't know. I don't want to comment on what she's thinking, but she's absolutely after these people for glyphosate. She wants a lawsuit against them. I agree. All right. She is now concentrating mainly on the relationship between nutrition and health because she sees it. She understands it. She knows they're killing us. She published over 24 papers in various medical and health-related journals on the topics such as modern-day diseases, Alzheimer's, autism, cardiovascular diseases, things that shouldn't be. Analysis in search of databases, drug side effects, and using NLP techniques and the impact of nutritional deficiencies and environmental toxins, glyphosate, on human health. Now, again, she's going to congressional hearing, the whole 9 yards, over the chemistry of this glyphosate. Mimics the GLY chemistry very closely of our body and does something. Now, I don't know what she's doing exactly. My take is that, and I'm going to show you why, because desiccation is when they spray it right onto the food just before you eat it. Watch. Now, don't forget now, they say, oh, your gluten, which is coming out of this, is the allergy. Well, guess what? Glyphosate is the principal pre-harvest systemic herbicide used for desiccating wide variety of crops. That means poisoning them. It's a systemic herbicide, poison. It is not a true desiccant, which means it doesn't just dry it out flat. It chills it so that it dries out. It can take 2 weeks rather than days for the crop to die back and dry out after application because it is absorbing it and it is poison. And we know if people have gluten problems, they have problems with their gut. And guess what? Probiotics help them after celiac disease. They have to have the probiotics. Even when they take off the gluten, get rid of it completely, no gluten, they still have problems. So they say a promising new study suggests probiotics still that might help. Irritable bowel syndrome symptoms affect about 38% of people, and they affect all kinds of people. Everybody's got something. And if you don't take probiotics and if you don't get your gut under control, you're going to be chronically ill. Case is closed. So you know that they're starting to look into this. This is just March 26. Gut enzyme found to prevent aging and frailty in animal models. Well, how about human models? It's the same damn thing. Now accepted that gut barrier dysfunction and gut-derived chronic inflammation plays a role in human aging. Of course it does. It plays a role in human dying. All right, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to get... But here, look at this. Dogs, the same thing. Could microbiome in dogs also affect emotional well-being? They're having them put to sleep because they're aggressive. Anxiety and aggression. They studied a sampled gut bacteria from 31 dogs confiscated from a home where the dog fighting ring was taking place. They destroy their guts so that they become aggressive and nasty. Gut micro correlates with conspecific aggression. Correlates with aggression. Does bacteria play a role in dog aggression? Yes, it does. Sample of rescued dogs shows link between gut microbiome. It's so important, this gut bacteria. And there's just a few little chemicals that go along with it to help it to do its work. And if you don't have them, you're going to be sick. I'm sorry for getting so emotional about this, but it's very, very distressing. Because the people that should be paying attention to this are the doctors and the medical professionals. And I'm telling you right now, if I had COVID, I would be just slamming some probiotics. They're not going to hurt you. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm almost 100% certain that people that are going to get COVID-19 have some issue with some immune deficiency already. And they say that, oh yeah, if you're a certain age, well, by that age, just like we saw, you're starting to get sick. Your microbiome's not working probably that well, unless you're doing the right things for it. You know, mine seems to be working good. And I seem to have energy. I have all the things I had when I was younger. I don't want to brag, but it's just what's going on. And my wife always fed us good. And my kids never had any problem. They were always getting fed good. My wife was a registered nurse, you know, and she ended up working for me. But she understood all this. She understands the absolute. I mean, we have salad every night. We always have oils. We have, you know, just everything good. But now they're putting this glyphosate in the food system. Nothing you can do about it. If I had a little kid now, and and then they're giving him vaccines, and the MMR vaccine, same thing. Stephanie Seneff, she says, absolutely, that's a problem too. You're being assaulted. Your kids are being freaking assaulted. It's time to stand up. Somebody got to stand up to this crap. I was going to take that one off, but I'm going to leave it. That's how I feel. I do these things and I scream into this camera sometimes. And then I take them off and I go over and I say, well, you know, da-da-da-da-da. And nobody ever listens anyway, so what the hell.